3, 2, 1.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 22 of the Lugs podcast. I am your host, AJ. With me, as always, my co-host, Ryan.
What's happening, AJ? And we do have a special guest in here, although I don't know how long, but Adam. What's going on, Adam?
What's going on, gentlemen? How are we doing this evening?
It's Liv.
I'm doing... it is Liv. It is Liv. I don't know if you noticed, but let the listeners out there know that I had a very serious situation happen to me over the weekend. Friday night, the soon-to-be wife and I went out to dinner to Black Rock Restaurant. You cook your own steak on a stone. Take your first bite. I'm like, okay, I got something stuck in my throat. All right, take a little drink, wash it down and be all right. Finish my steak. Nope, some gentleman had to give me the Heimlich maneuver. Thought I got it all out. Come back home. I start drinking some water. The water's coming back out. Supposed to work Saturday. Unfortunately, I didn't get to work Saturday. Sarah went to work. She came home telling me, hey, try to take a drink of water, see what happens. So I took another drink of water. That came back up. And then she's like, all right, that's it. We're going to go to the hospital. So we ended up going to the hospital. I ended up getting the surgery done. It's called glucagon, I do believe is what the name of it is. Gave me an IV with that, stuck a tube down my throat. So yeah, needless to say, when I woke up out of the surgery, man, was I thankful to be alive, man. Very scary. All that thanks to my loving care wife. She's giving me a thumbs up now.
Yeah, man, you want to talk about a scary incident. That's when I saw that you put that on Facebook Friday. Damn. Chew your food, Ryan.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, man, that's scary stuff right there. And Miss is scared too, so I know I was too, man.
I think you just need a pocket blender, like one of those ninja dicers or whatever it is.
I've always wanted
to eat. Just bring one with you. I mean, it won't take too long. You know, smoothie food. It'll all taste the same.
It all goes in the same, and it all comes out the same, right?
Yeah. So, Ryan, we had racing back on track this weekend.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, too. Didn't I say prior to Martinsville when we had all that snow that they should have gone down to Texas when it was 80 degrees? What was it, the 50s down there this weekend?
Yeah,
man.
It was weird weather they had this weekend because, like, Friday was cold, Saturday was hot, and then Sunday was cold again.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm out. Go Bolts.
Go Bruins.
Ooh.
And that is Adam.
That was Adam.
Producer, the whole 9 yards.
Speaking of which, I'm glad Adam brought up the Stanley Cup playoffs there, AJ. I'm going to give you my Stanley Cup Finals prediction right now. I know they don't start till tomorrow, but I called it at the beginning of the year. I'm sticking to it. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to the Stanley Cup Finals, and they will face the Winnipeg Jets. Is my Stanley Cup final.
Gosh,
I hate doing it. I hate doing it to you because I know you're a Bruins fan. I know Tony is a big Leafs fan, but I picked the Leafs at the beginning of the year.
Well, I had Bruins Ducks, and Tony
Wouldn't
says
be
you're
a bad
smoking crack.
Tony says I'm smoking crack.
Yes.
Hold on a second here. Tony says I'm smoking crack.
Yes.
I don't think so, Tony. I told you I picked him at the beginning of the year. Anderson's playing great right now. The kids are starting to gel. Watch out.
I'm taking Bruins Ducks. That's going to be my final prediction.
Do you think the Golden Knights are going to get past the Kings?
Nope.
I think they win one series, and then they get eliminated next round.
I put them at a loss in 6.
I know even though I don't have a dog in the fight, I'll still watch the playoffs. I always do every year.
Yeah, what happened to those Red
Most
Wings?
exciting. No comment, and the same with the Oilers. No comment.
Well,
I do have some exciting news too, AJ.
yes.
So last Tuesday at work, I mentioned to Sarah about going to the race, and she's like, "I don't know, it's too hot. It's too hot." And then all of a sudden she's like, "Well, what about if I want to go to the race with you?" Because I was going to possibly invite my brother down for it, but I'm like, "Yeah, see if Sarah wants to go." She comes up to me Tuesday at work. She's like, "I just got us tickets to the race," and I'm like, "Oh, where are we sitting?" We're like less than 20 feet away from the start finish line. We're row 9, and we're right there, right by Victory Lane too, which is pretty sweet. So we got our June tickets for the race.
There you go. So Ryan's going to the June race. Made the call of going to Daytona in July.
Yeah.
Loose Lugs
We got
podcast
some,
will be represented well at the races.
Yeah, we will see everybody out at the track. Good night.
And that's it for the quickest show ever.
That's right. Because we don't need to talk about who won the race on Sunday, do we?
Oh, well, here we go. We're already going to get into this? You don't even
No.
want to talk like... I mean, I know WrestleMania was this weekend. I know you want to talk about that a little bit.
We could talk about WrestleMania. Go ahead. I'll let you start. What did you think of the show overall as a whole?
I want more of Nicholas.
I do too. That was awesome. No, I don't know if you've seen it. They've already come out with a meme for the WWE 2K19 cover athlete, and they want Nicholas on the cover.
Like I was telling our buddy Tony, who's in the chat right now, I think it was yesterday I told him this. So, kid graduates from school, gets into wrestling, first match. He comes out, everyone in the audience chants, "You still got it."
That would be great.
Yep. And it's one of the chants I hate.
Oh, man, you deserve it, or this is awesome.
Don't even mention
That's Tony's favorite. Every time like last night on Raw, Ajax, you deserve it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, overall though, it was a good pay-per-view.
It was. My problem with it was too long in length. It started at what? Pre-show started at 5 o'clock Eastern. Didn't get home. Sarah and I walked in the door at about 12:30 Sunday evening, early Monday morning, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Everybody knows why these matches are happening. It is WrestleMania. If you're a wrestling fan, you're watching. You know why these matches are taking place. Enough with the vignettes to hype up to the match. You have all that time between the last pay-per-view prior to WrestleMania all the way to WrestleMania to get hyped for it.
Ryan's rant
I do think
this week, nothing about wrestling, or nothing about NASCAR, all about wrestling.
That's right, all about wrestling. But no, I thought the triple threat match was good between Miz, Rollins, and Balor. I thought that match was really good. I thought Daniel Bryan looked great in the ring after 2 or 3 years out of the ring. I thought he looked pretty good. Surprised with the Brock retaining.
Yeah, that was a swerve at the last second. I think that was a call made before Lesnar went through the curtain.
Yep. I think I was reading somewhere that Roman didn't know that until he actually got into the ring that he wasn't going to win.
Well, that's got to be depressing. I feel so bad.
Yeah, another part-time champion.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was your opinion on Rowdy Ronda Rousey?
She had a good debut. I
thought she looked great.
I thought for someone who had her first match, like that was her first match, and it was on with the biggest audience she'll have all year. I think that she did all right. Was it the greatest? No. But it was good for a debut. And I think the whole match was planned out beforehand, what they were going to do. But it all worked out really well.
Yeah.
It made her look good.
They did. She looked great. I think they're going to do something with her and Trips down the line, which I think would be kind of cool to see. But I with this PG, I don't think they're going to. But it looks like they want to set up something of that type of angle. And I I thought she looked really good. Stephanie looked pretty good too, actually, for not being in the ring all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's her first match in over 10 years. It's got to be.
I thought the last time
might
she
have did,
wrestled
like a
was
mixed
one
match
of
or
the.
something a couple years ago.
I thought she hung out or did something with one of the Bellas.
Oh, well, then I don't remember that. That could have been my hiatus. Like
it could have been your hiatus.
So,
but go ahead.
I was just gonna say we are a NASCAR show, so.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and shout out to Patrick. He said, "Hey guys" in the chat.
What's up, Patrick?
Tony says, "Get these hands." And Tony said it was 7 hours of commercial-free wrestling.
Oh, yeah, 7 hours of commercial-free wrestling. Very good. Oh, man. Just thinking a couple more months, we got that.
Yep. So, Ryan, like I was saying, we are a NASCAR podcast. Let's get into Gas and Go.
Let's do some Gas and Go.
All right, so Ryan Blaney wins the Xfinity Series race at Texas. What are your thoughts on that? Did you see any of the race?
To be honest with you, I did see like the first two stages. I do remember I was dozing off prior to the win, but I did see that he did win. Blaney did win. He had the best car all day. It looked like from what I can remember of the race. So.
Yeah, he led 132 of 200 laps, so that's what we call an ass whooping right there.
Taking him to the woodshed, so to speak.
You know, the crazy stat, when you think about this is 3 straight wins by Team Penske, by 3 different drivers in the last 3 weeks, naturally.
In the Xfinity Series?
Yep.
Really? That's something I did not know.
It was, I'm trying to think of who started it. Can't remember who started it, but you have Logano. It was probably Keselowski, Logano 2 weeks ago, and then Ryan Blaney this week. 3 straight wins.
That's pretty impressive, though, especially with 3 different drivers, probably in the same car, the 12 car, with different drivers with the same crew chief.
Yeah. The craziest part about this was a full 40-car field this weekend that they had.
Yeah, I noticed that. It seems like the Xfinity are getting the full fields, and then the Monster Energy Cup cars, they're only getting 36, 37 cars.
Hey, you know what? If it's the most competitive cars that they could put on the track, then I'm okay with it. If you want to have a smaller field, go ahead. Because it's going to be the same 5 drivers you see in the top 5 every week.
Oh, yeah,
just
definitely.
a rotation of it, you know? So, early on in the race, Jamie McMurray went for a little bit of a ride, but he rebounded well.
That he did. I noticed that, too, the entire weekend. It seemed like there was a lot of wrecks and damaged race cars out there this weekend.
Yeah, it looked more like a short track race in Texas.
Well, Texas has always been notorious for that. I remember the inaugural race at Texas, coming to the green flag, not even halfway past the start-finish line, and they already had wrecks.
You know, Patrick, going back to our 40-car field, said evidently last week was the shortest Cup field in Texas Motor Speedway history thanks to the charter system.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we're used to seeing 43 cars on track, then minimized to 40, and now we can't even get near 40. But it's the most competitive cars that are out there every week, so I'm okay with it.
I'm all right with it too. Just get us good competitive side by side racing. That's what we pay to see. Good racing side by side. You know, beating and banging on each other's doors. Get that checkered flag.
That's for sure.
Or these green and white checkered flags too.
Yeah, well, we went through that enough last year.
Yes, we did.
Speaking of wrecks, Brandon Jones was a stage winner, won stage 1, or stage 2, and he gets in a wreck with Ryan Siege. It was weird seeing cars that were running in the front actually wrecking for once.
Yeah, you normally don't see that though. It's all these cars in the back now. Just a product of the racing, I guess, this weekend.
You know, the thing about Texas is when you get in that tri-oval, if you want to call it that, the track shortens or narrows so much. You know,
Almost like Daytona in a sense, almost.
and the runs that guys can get from the high side versus guys that are taking the low lane, it's just like coming out of a corner. You know, you get those runs,
I noticed.
you hook someone in the rear, you get them on their spoiler, they're going to get loose and spin every time.
That there, I don't know when was the last time Texas had a repave, because they said something on the broadcast about it only being one lane. I can't remember the last time. When was Texas repaved?
Well, they ran the tire dragon at the top, which was stupid.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I noticed at first watching the Xfinity race that the top groove was in, and the bottom groove was in, and nothing in the middle. Which it's a little awkward in itself right there. But the fact that they even wasted their time and ran it at the top made no sense.
trying to develop a second groove, I guess, and it didn't work.
Did you see anyone take to that second groove? Because I don't remember seeing anybody.
No, not at all. I didn't see anybody go up there.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was it was fight for your right to the bottom.
Yeah, and on top of that, though, the place you wanted to be on a restart was the high side.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those weird things that happens at Texas.
Hey, it can only happen in Texas, right?
Yeah. So this Xfinity race was uneventful, to say the least. I mean, besides those two wrecks, that's all it was. So quickly getting into the stage winners of it. Stage 1 was Ryan Blaney. Stage 2, Brandon Jones, like we said. And then your eventual race winner was Ryan Blaney. Your top 5, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Cole Custer, and Ryan Preece. And notable finishers, 10th and 11th, Spencer Gallagher, Chase Briscoe. 13th, Ryan Truex. 19th, Kevin Harvick with pit road issues, and we'll get into that in the Cup race because he had more in the Cup race. 23rd, Tyler Reddick. 33rd was Brandon Jones, who we were talking about with that spin. And a poor showing today by JRM as a whole, except for Elliott Sadler. But Justin Allgaier finishing 35th.
Yeah, I'm laying in my hospital bed, and I got the TV on of the race, and I'm like, okay, all right? I see Custer, I see the guys I follow. What the hell are you doing down there? The 35th for Allgaier. I didn't see what happened to him, because by the time we got to the hospital or in the room where I could actually watch the television, I couldn't see what was going on. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on with Allgaier? And did you know what happened to him by chance?
I didn't. I printed out
a mechanical?
The final race report, and I can't remember seeing anything next to his name. You would assume it would be an accident because I think the last 15 cars weren't running. I think 15 cars total DNF'd the race. So it had to have been something mechanical because I don't remember seeing him spin or anything. But then again, I missed most of the race to begin with, so...
Yeah, like I said, I was in and out of it, so.
Which is understandable.
Oh, especially yes, definitely. Man, I love watching the races at Texas. Always run good there. I enjoy that track as well.
Yeah. Go ahead.
A couple of my buddies, my buddy Ryan went down there. Actually, he went down there the year Kyle Busch wrecked in the Truck Series, Ron Hornaday, and he got parked for the weekend, and he was so mad about it. He's like, I went down to Texas, and Kyle Busch isn't running this weekend. I was giving him a whole bunch of crap on it, too. I was texting him. I'm like, so much for that trip to Texas there, eh?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before, but one of the more boneheaded moves of Kyle's career.
Oh, yes, it was.
Duh.
Unfortunately, he did get his revenge this weekend, though, on that. So, but hey, it was just a matter of due time.
Your standings followed Texas.
Yep.
Elliott Sadler, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Daniel Hemrick, Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, Ryan Truex, Spencer Gallagher, Matt Tiff, Brandon Jones, Ryan Reed, Ross Chastain. The funny thing about Ryan Truex, during the driver intros on the Big Hoss screen on the backstretch, I don't know if you saw what it said on his name.
No, I didn't.
It said 20. I think it was either 2017 or 2018 Monster Energy Cup champion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Big Hoss, whoever runs it, was doing like these little things after the drivers were introduced. Like little things came up on the screen, text boxes under their name. It was all just a joke. It was a running joke the whole time.
Oh, all right.
But I just thought it was funny they did that because I think Ryan Truex has that shirt that says not junior on it.
Yeah. It says Ryan Truex, not Junior. Yep, I remember that shirt.
Yeah.
It kind of like Sunday at WrestleMania when AJ Styles came out. I don't know if you noticed it. It said Universal Champion in it when he should be WWE Champion.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Issue by production on that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every week.
AJ's new feud with the backstage crew.
I tell you what though. I think that Cole Custer kid's gonna get another win here soon.
You know,
say within the net.
He's had enough top fives this season to have one by now. You know.
I'm calling it within the next 2 races. He'll find victory lane.
I'm hoping so. Wow, that was just a mess of words right there. You thought after Homestead that Custer was gonna, that would give him momentum into this year, and he's had a solid start to the year. You know that win's right around the corner.
Oh, of course it is.
But the next race, let's see if he gets it there. Bristol, Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1. Now moving on to the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series at Texas. Kyle Busch finally gets that first win of the year after numerous third and second place finishes in the last 4 weeks.
We knew it was just a matter of time, though. I mean, we all know it. People that listen to this show and are now watching us live, that it was just a matter of time before he got that win. As much as we don't like the guy, he's driving the wheels off of race cars. So, and it was just a matter of time before it happened.
It should have been Harvick's race to win. I mean, it was Harvick's race to lose. And pit road issues all day for Kevin.
And I'm glad. I know we're going to talk about it later, but thank you, Rodney Childress, for saying something about the pit guns.
Yeah, and I put it in here in our show sheet that the pit guns are now a problem. I said a couple weeks ago when they were on the West Coast swing that you need to give it till after this stretch of races and then decide if it's a problem. And issues are still there. It's the same issues every week. It's now a problem. Now
it is.
To look at this that they're putting out there for these teams because something ain't working. Something ain't right.
No, it's not. I don't know if it was William or if it was Patrick said something about possibly the weather having something to do with it. And you said it was unconsiderably cold down in Texas this time of year. Maybe it's the weather with these things. I
don't know. It's just at the point where with the guns breaking, with them jamming, you had a week really to go over all the data that you've received in the first 5-6 races. You would think the first race back, you would see the problem subside, but no, they were even more magnified this week.
They escalated. Yeah, they escalated so much this week. I knew, Childress, he looked legitimately what the blank is going on with these stinking guns. He was obviously being interviewed on live TV. I mean, I know people slip and cuss.
This was during the late race caution, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was during the late race caution, right before I think he could even been before the final stage. They were interviewing him, and he was like, it's hard to bite the tongue anymore with these pit guns. And I'm glad somebody finally, stepping up and saying something.
Since we're on the subject of Harvick, I had it later on in our recap of the race, but he had some post-race comments about what had happened, and someone asked him the question of, your thoughts on the pit guns, and he goes, or why this is happening, and he's like, I don't know, you gotta ask NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now it's just putting guys that are contending for wins every week at a disadvantage because of faulty equipment that is to no fault of their own.
Exactly. It's like, I don't know if you've seen it. It was like in the late racing, one of the late race cautions they had a pit stop and the tire was getting away from the wall, and one of the guys on the side went to grab it. He fell, and they called it a penalty for too many men over a wall, even though he's trying to get the tire from going out and causing a penalty. No matter what, it would have been a penalty on the guy anyway. Whether the tire got away and he fell.
I didn't have a problem with them giving him a penalty there. Fine, too many guys over the wall. I had a problem with them not giving him a penalty when the uncontrolled tire obviously left the pit box and it was way out of arm's reach. And they called somebody else on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was the Blaney. I thought they called it on or something.
It might
like
have
that.
been Ryan Blaney, and that tire was closer than Harvick's tire was. And the worst part about it, this is where NASCAR shot themselves in the foot on this. After the race, yeah, we made a mistake on that call. Oh.
Well, then how are you going to make it right? How are you going to make it right?
Why? Why even say it? Just go, yeah. I mean, they said it was a judgment call, but they said they made a mistake. You could have just went, it's a judgment call. It's what our officials think at the time. That's how it is.
Well, you're telling me with all these special cameras, you're telling me with all these special cameras right now, looking at every single pit box up and down pit road, you can't tell that or tell me a tire's not out of the pit box.
Yeah.
Technology.
Didn't they have like the cameras on every pit stall? Don't they still have that?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about right there.
You're telling me you couldn't get that call right in the lap and a half that he's spending pacing the field under yellow? You couldn't slow it down and see, maybe he couldn't reach that. It's just one of those things that make you scratch your head, especially at the end of it when they come out and say, yeah, we messed that up.
Well, what are we going to do? How are we going to make it right? Here's how we'll make it right. We'll jam up their pit gun for them.
You know what? You take the positions away. Tail end
exactly.
Lead lap. If you want to come out afterwards and say that they made a mistake, then you got to take the finish. I mean, I guess thinking about it as I'm saying it, it'd be hard to take the finish away if you didn't call it at the time. But if later on, say you're coming to the green and you notice it, tail end.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do something with these.
If you as an official think at the time it looks out of reach, you got to make that call.
Yes, you do.
If you want to make a judgment call, there you go. If you can't watch the replay in a minute and see that, oh no, he could control that, you can't say it wasn't a penalty.
Especially if it was under caution too. You got time. If it was green flag, okay, I understand it. If he's, if it is a penalty, I'm saying he's, green flag pit stops, give him the flag. Hey, you got to come to pit road. Black flag, give him to pit road. Pass your penalties.
All I can say is, what is a catch? And that's what I'm going to leave it at.
Exactly.
This is the same thing. What is a catch in the NFL? What is a penalty on pit road in NASCAR?
What is goalie interference in hockey?
Moving on. Tires were another big issue besides pit guns.
Yeah, the right front tire, I think they said had a lot of problems this weekend. I know that a lot of wrecks happened because of that.
Truex, Larson, and Newman all had issues with tires. And
all three of them guys hit the wall pretty good. I didn't see the Newman one, but the Truex and Larson one, them guys hit a ton.
Yeah, Truex's was rough. Larson's was especially rough. The Newman one, when he first hit, wasn't bad. It was the second hit that looked like it hurt. But to Goodyear's credit, all season, there hasn't really been any races where you can look back on and say tires were a problem. Fortunately, just this race, with such low air pressures they were running in these tires this weekend, with the weather that was out there, this is no shock.
No, not at all. I just, like I said, like with the tires, I mean, you figure Goodyear would bring a good enough tire for these races. I mean, like you said, it could have been the weather, everything like that. But you watch IndyCar, don't you, sometimes?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a problem with their tires, the Firestone tires, even the reds or the blacks? I mean, I do know they happen, but I haven't seen them lately.
I don't think I paid close enough attention to it.
Oh, okay, well,
I've never really I'm a casual IndyCar fan.
Uh-huh.
So I've never really noticed tires ever being an issue when I watch. But it's not to say it doesn't happen. You probably watch more IndyCar than I do in a year.
I do watch IndyCar. I watch IndyCar quite a bit. And they got a free day Friday when the Detroit Grand Prix here, and I think I'm going to take Sarah down there, show her the IndyCar experience, the difference in noises between the two cars. I think it's going to be pretty sweet for her to see.
Just high-pitched and loud.
Yes, it is. Very loud. It's fun. I do enjoy it. Well, so is a stock car, though, so...
Yeah, but the IndyCar, that's got a whole different sound to it. That is... Your ears will definitely be ringing when you leave there.
Oh, yes, they will. Are you wearing a Bruins shirt, by the way?
Oh, I am.
That's what I thought.
So, getting back to NASCAR...
I just saw the top of it. I'm like, that's a Bruins shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, to start off the race, we had an eventful lap 3.
Yeah, Alex Shulman Bowman.
Bowman, Dillon, and Suarez all crashed. Suarez actually dislocated his thumb or sprained his thumb on the wreck.
I didn't hear anything about that.
That I read today on it.
Oh, wow.
I went on a little bit of a tangent to you through a text message about the 88.
You did? Yeah, hey, it's like if, what's that guy? Oh, yeah, Junior's back in the car.
Yeah.
Just
slowly I'm starting to think Junior wasn't the problem.
Yeah, well, Sarah and I went out to our buddy Jeff. It was, they celebrated his son Carter's birthday at Chuck E. Cheese. I'm playing arcades about 1:30, 2 o'clock right before the race. Hey, let's stop and grab a bite to eat. So we're on the way back home, and all of a sudden we hear, there's a wreck on the back stretch. It's Alex, or the front stretch, Bowman. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I think you're right. I think it's Ives. It has got to fall on the crew chief now.
Bowman got a little squirrely.
Of course.
Which caused him to get, go around. Dillon hit him right in the door. There's really nothing you can do there, but I don't know. I'm just tired of seeing the 88 in the back every week.
Yeah, same here. But, yeah, it's funny, too. Then, so we're home, everything like that. I just get out of the shower, and all of a sudden I hear Sarah go, son of a bitch! When Hamlin, Johnson, and them got together, I hear Sarah go, son of a bitch! Oh, she was mad that Jimmy got taken out.
That was another good one. That car took out, I have it written down what that took out.
Hamlin, Keselowski, Johnson.
Yeah, Hamlin, Keselowski, Johnson, Eric Almirola. I think David Reagan was in it, and who's in the 38 now? It's
That's Reagan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought it was Reagan.
David Reagan, Trevor Bayne. Yeah.
Oh, Trevor Bayne. Right?
Bayne hit Johnson on the inside wall. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that, like I said, I heard Sarah scream from in the bathroom. I'm like, you all right there, hon? No, Johnson just got taken out. And ironically, she had her Jimmy Johnson shirt on that day.
It's just, that 48 team has been the biggest disappointment out of all the Hendrick cars this season.
That they have.
It's coming as no shock. It's not like I'm stating something new. It's pretty obvious. But Canals and Jimmy got to get their heads together and figure out what to do.
They're coming up to some tracks where they run good at. Bristol, Dover, Dega, they run good at.
In the beginning of the season, I said that, give it time. Give it time. They got to learn the new body. They got to, it's a whole new notebook. But
that it is.
This season has been going the way last season ended.
Yeah, now, especially with Lowe's leaving now, maybe that has a little. I don't think it has a lot to do with it, but maybe a little bit here.
I think there's tension there.
I think there's two.
I think the sense of urgency hasn't set in yet, and that's
No, not at all.
problem.
All they better start getting some urgency, or they're going to be on the outside looking in, so to speak.
Yeah, no kidding. So
Kind
Kyle
of like the
ran.
Red Wings and the Oilers.
Kyle ran one hell of a race.
Oh yeah,
You
heads
could
off.
say right place, right time, but I think he led 114 laps out of 300, most out of anybody in the field. Not so much an ass whooping, but just a right place, right time deal.
Exactly.
And
Alistair's giving me this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when we get into white flag, I'm kind of giving a little foreshadowing to who I'm picking there, but I think he's gonna pop off a couple wins here. Almost like
Oh boy, you're taking him at Bristol.
I didn't say that yet.
Oh, I think you got. I think it's on your mind. I think it's on your mind.
Your stage winners were Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, stages 1 and 2, and then your eventual race winner was Kyle Busch, like we said. Your top 5, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, which was a great rebound from the terrible day on pit road he had. Jamie McMurray, Eric Jones, and Ryan Blaney. Out of your notable finishers, and this name was great to see back up in the top 10, 8th place, Bubba Wallace. Where have you been?
Great run by the 43 car. I loved it. Hey, who finished 10th again? I wonder what was
10th, William Byron, 11th, Chase Elliott. I put those two in here as a notable finish, one, because I think this is Byron's best finish since joining
the
Cup Series.
Yes, that was. But wasn't it, what was it, 2 weeks ago, some idiot said that, oh, it's going to be the next Danica Patrick. Danica, how many top 10s did she have? That's right. Eat it.
Right.
Shove it. Whatever you want to do, just shove it. The kid's got talent.
Oh, boy. I'm going to say it every time now.
I got AJ going right now. Sarah's laughing her ass off right now because she's out here watching.
Every time that I mention William Byron, I'm going to say William Patrick. Just to get you
you're
going.
not gonna say, no, you're not going to say William Patrick. So
the reason I put Byron and Elliott in here was because both started at the tail end of the field. Elliott got up to second at one point, and Byron, I think, was as high as 7th.
I think he was up to 7th, 6th or 7th, one of the two.
You know, so that's when you think Hendrick Power is starting to fail, you have the two classes of the field right there.
Yeah,
Class the Hendrick field. And it's undoubtedly been the 24 and the 9. On occasion, the 88, but not in recent weeks.
I think it's funny, too, because, like, the first couple weeks, 24 gets off the holler, fast in practice, top 5 in speed. Comes down to the race, he's in the back. Same with the 88. I just don't understand that at all with these cars. They got some homework to do, and they better get to it, or Hendrick's going to be missing out on the playoffs.
If it continues this way, I sense a shakeup coming.
Oh, I do too.
Almost like a Gordon Johnson deal a couple years ago. Remember that when they swap pit crews?
I do remember that.
Like mid-race, like third pit stop mid-race.
You don't think they would switch out crew chiefs like Knaus go with Byron?
They've done it before. If you remember, I think it was the year that Junior had Lance McGrew as a crew chief.
Oh, yeah, yep.
They did that. And I think that was when they gave him Letarte, wasn't it? Or was that after? Yeah, it was after McGrew. They gave him Letarte.
Yeah, it was McGrew. Yeah, they gave him Letarte, and then after Letarte came...
McGrew went to the 5. Gustafson went to the 24. And Letarte went to the 88.
Yeah, because Mark Martin got hosed out of that deal.
Yeah,
I remember
he sure
that.
did. He sure
Man,
did.
him and Gustafson had such great chemistry
Was it 3-4 wins the year before?
Yeah, 4 wins. Phoenix, he dominated. He won the race. My brother and I took our dad to last race my dad went to, and I was irate about that.
Oh, Lance McGrew. I don't even think he's in NASCAR now. I think he's some local short track.
He might be doing something like that because I sure as hell haven't heard anything from him. If anybody knows anything about Lance McGrew, please. Yeah. It's like, where are they now? It's like in the movie Basketball at the end where the Trey Parker character is running around the bases and the guy from Unsolved Mysteries. We still have no clue where this guy is. He's running around the bases and all that. I don't think you've ever seen him.
Since we're already off topic on this, forgot what I was going to say now. Damn it. It was in my head and then it went away. Oh, yeah, okay. I got it back in my head now. The one name you had to say to piss off any member of Junior Nation or what was Junior Nation, just say Lance McGrew. Yep. Watch them all get.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Like or Greg Ives for that matter now.
Year of Junior's career.
Oh, that was terrible.
Continuing with our notable finishers, 14th, 15th, 16th. Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, and Matt DiBenedetto. Great runs by low-budget teams.
I love it. Exactly. I guess what happens when most... Oh, pancakes.
Your standings after Texas. Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Clint Boyer, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Eric Almirola, Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Paul Menard. Round out your top 16. Your next race, Bristol, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
2 p.m. on Fox?
Yes, sir. And just rattling off a little bit out of the chat here, Patrick said everybody has seemed to have problems with the guns, and Harvick's team were one of the teams that wanted those air guns in the first place. Boy, is that... Yeah.
Good information, Patrick.
Remember them? Remember them talking about that? I think it was last season before the season ended.
Yep.
And
speaking...
I was just going to say, Patrick added to that. Byron's bound to rattle off a few more good runs this season. We'll see.
Thank you, Patrick. Double thumbs up for Patrick.
William Patrick.
But speaking of which... no, it's okay. Speaking of Sunday, Sarah and I are... I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the show, but we are officially homeowners.
Yes, congratulations.
She's doing thank you. She's doing the double thumbs up right now. But there might be a conflict. I may miss Bristol because we're moving Saturday. So I'm going to hopefully try like hell to have cable installed. Exactly. To have cables in there by Sunday with my TV hooked up, watching Bristol. Commercials, take care of a few things here or there. But I hopefully can be in front of a TV somewhere watching Bristol Sunday.
Oh, you're going to miss out.
It's going to be a good one, I do believe so. Always is.
Oh, man. You ready to get into some tire rub? We got some big news this week. We got some breaking news this week.
Yeah, I got a couple breaking newses in there with you.
All right, let's get into tire rub.
Let's go.
Left side. Pull this left rear fender out, left side.
All right, so some news that came out today. Breaking news. Monster Energy extends their sponsorship with NASCAR.
Did they say how long the deal was to like 2019? I thought
just
they
saw
said,
for
or
2019.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just a 1-year extension or what they're doing with it. All I know is that they've agreed to a deal. There was supposed to be an announcement today, but I never saw the official announcement of it. There was supposed to be one today.
Race Hub may have had it. I missed Race Hub and NASCAR America. Obviously getting things ready for the new house, the new digs. But yeah, I'm just glad there finally was an announcement saying, hey, Monster Energy is staying on as a sponsor for right now. And I saw something interesting on the internet too. Like with all the late sponsors they've had, Winston Cup was like from 1971, I think. till when it was when Nextel came in. When was that?
2004.
Yeah, 2004, and then obviously it was Sprint, and now it's Monster. It's like they can't keep sponsorships like with the Winston Cup.
Patrick just confirmed that it is just through 2019.
All right, thank you, Patrick. But yeah, go ahead.
It's just you're glad there's stability there, and hopefully, this gives another year to get Monster to see how the rest of this is gonna play out. But like you said, NASCAR has really only had 2 sponsors, 2 titles, 3 if you include Monster now. They've had 3 title sponsors in the entire history of the sport.
Winston Cup.
And Winston, Nextel / Sprint, and then Monster.
Yep.
You know?
Because that's right. Nextel switched over to Sprint
a couple times.
Busch Series. I remember the Busch Series. Then the
it started off
Nationwide
with the NASCAR
Series.
National Series, I do believe. I don't think it started with a title sponsor. The NASCAR Grand National Series. Yeah,
Grand National, and then
Grand National.
so on and so on. Yeah.
You know.
Then just the Busch Series, and now the Xfinity Series.
Yeah. We got
the Truck Series has changes.
The Truck Series has only had 2? Craftsman and
about that.
Camping World.
Craftsman Truck. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Craftsman Truck Series when it first started, and then they used to take the 15-minute breaks and all that. I'm like, oh, come on.
We got a familiar name returning back to the racing scene.
One of my all-time favorites.
Bobby Labonte to race for NASCAR season NASCAR season. I meant to put NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. I put season for some reason.
I remember you saying you could use your handwriting.
Whelen Euro Series.
Whelen Euro Series.
Is he going to be racing? Naturally, he's going to be racing to win, but is he racing to fill the seat for somebody that's out? I didn't see any details on it. I just saw the headline.
I haven't seen any details or anything on that. So I just seen that, hey, Bobby Labonte's getting back behind the wheel of a car. Because I know he does Race Up, the weekend edition, with him, Hammond, and what's the guy? John Roberts.
Good point, Patrick. Said Jennifer Jo Cobb is running a race in that series too for some reason.
Oh, very nice. Maybe to get sponsorship, publicity.
Yeah. You can't. It's just weird because maybe Bobby just misses racing. It's been a while.
I think he does.
What was his last run with? Wasn't it with the Petty?
No, Gibbs. He ran a couple races in Toyota, and then.
Oh, did he?
I thought so, if I remember correctly.
Last run was with Petty, and that didn't end well.
I know his last big run was with Petty, but then he had a couple stints with was doing some Xfinity stuff with
he was
Gibbs.
filling in for some cars for this plate tracks too, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was doing.
Ryan, this one kind of relates to you a little bit. Pure Michigan ends sponsorship of NASCAR races. I'll let you take this one away since that's your deal.
This is my neck of the woods. That when I seen you write that was the first I've seen of it. So hopefully they get a good sponsor for because the Pure Michigan race was always the August race. I hope they get a good sponsorship for it. I will keep my eye updated on the website when they find out what the sponsored race is going to be in the August race. But Pure Michigan, just to get the state of Michigan out there, I'm kind of shocked by it, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you, Michigan doesn't need any help bringing in sponsorship. That is some of the best racing every year. It's not like they're going to be hurting for a sponsor. They'll definitely find one.
No, not at all.
Race time. It's one of those long-time sponsors leaving. Long time, 6 years, I think it is. I think it was
6 years, yep.
Or 10 they started, so 8 years.
Well, I remember they had it at one time. It was DHL, which was the August race, and then DHL lost sponsorship, and then that's when Pure Michigan came in.
LifeLock was
And
weren't they?
Yeah, LifeLock, the LifeLock 400, and then oh man, I can't remember what the June race is this June. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's a casino. I know that. I think it's a casino. But no, with Pure Michigan,
was it?
yeah, Firekeepers. That's it. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah.
There's so many damn casinos here in Michigan now.
I can remember the useless stuff. I can't remember the important stuff.
That's right. Hey, casinos are not useless, though. I'm telling you.
Talk about the
name
of the races.
It's really it's really shocking though that Pure Michigan backed out of this. So I mean, it brings in good money. I just don't understand why they did that.
Yeah, I think it could be Michigan too, trying to get some fresh blood in there, per se, for lack of a better term.
It could be.
You know?
It could be.
Because
I'm checking the calendar right now, AJ, as we're going on. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, some of these tracks, rotate sponsors year in, year out. I mean, Kansas, they always have it's Kansas and Chicago seem to have different movie sponsors,
Mm-hmm.
So they're just trying to get some fresh sponsors in there.
And as of right now, no sponsor for the race.
Like I said, though, I think that's going to change.
Oh yeah, it says it's August 12th, the second race out there. Yeah, the fire Sunday, June 12th, or excuse me, June 10th at 2 p.m.
So the final news point I had on here, since you're speaking about schedules. NASCAR released the 2019 schedule. I don't know if you had looked it over yet.
It looks the same. Honestly,
thought it looked the same too. I think Bristol moved up a week.
Oh, all right. Yeah, they may have moved a race up here, down here, but all in all, they're in the same order. They still have the Roval in there next year.
I'm gonna say what I said 2 weeks ago. I don't know, a week ago. 2 weeks ago or a week ago?
2 weeks ago we recorded.
I think it was 2 weeks ago where I said more short tracks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need in these.
I want more short tracks grouped together. You go Martinsville, Texas, then Bristol. It's like, man, put Martinsville and Bristol back-to-back weekends.
That would have been awesome to see back-to-back like that.
Get ratings up, that's for damn sure.
Throw Richmond into the mix.
In Richmond, too. Even if you wanted to move Texas back a couple weeks and switch it with Dover.
You could have done that.
Martinsville, Dover, Bristol. I'd be totally good with that.
Yeah.
Move Phoenix to the
you
end
could.
of the West Coast swing. That's kind of a short track in a way.
Yeah, it could be.
Love one.
It's under a mile.
Yeah. But other than that, I didn't see any noticeable changes to the schedule.
No, I didn't either. Did you? What did you think of what I tagged you in just before we went live, or it's live?
Yeah, you had posted the talk is that the All-Star format is going to change, and they're going to put restrictor plates at the All-Star race. Why?
Yeah, just the All-Star race, not just the All-Star race, not the 600.
I get they're just testing around with it, but I don't know. Charlotte's not the track that comes to mind when I think they should put a restrictor plate on it. Indy.
Yeah, because the Xfinity did the restrictor plate at Indy, and I thought that was one of the best Xfinity races of the year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was.
I'm here all week.
That Indy race was one of the best Xfinity races last year, and they did it with restrictor plates.
Yep.
This just. Go ahead.
It's interesting, is what it is, and like I said in our Facebook Live thing, if it works, I like it. If it doesn't work, then I never said anything about me liking it. But give it a shot and see what happens. It's an all-star race. It's not points. There's no points on the line. It's winner take all.
I don't know. If you want to test in the all-star race, a non-points paying race, fine. I just can't see them using restrictor plates at Charlotte.
No.
It doesn't seem like the track that you needed.
I think the reason why they are doing it like that is just due to the fact though that anytime somebody takes the lead at Charlotte, or I mean any mile and a half,
Look at Truex.
Goes
I
up.
know where you're getting at with this. Look at Truex and the Coke 600.
yeah, exactly. He was
he
out
got
by
the
what,
lead.
10 seconds?
Never saw him again.
Nope.
When you can hit the leader and come out the leader,
Yep.
yeah, okay. See, now thinking about that, thanks for bringing that up.
You're,
Because now that you mention that, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thought.
see?
You know, just something to keep
See,
them
look.
a little bit more packed together. Because Indy wasn't as packed together as people thought it would be.
No.
But the passing and the racing was way better.
It's like one of the races we went to out at MIS. They tried the new rules aero package, and we had pit passes. It was the last race that Sarah was at. It was 90 degrees plus, but the spoilers on the back looked like a damn surfboard. It was one of Austin Dillon's best runs. Matt Kenseth won the race, and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm so happy Matt won. I'm so happy Matt won." He didn't have anybody up front to contend to pass.
Huh. If you can hear any like rumbling in the background, I think it's getting ready to rain again over here.
Oh, all right.
It was
I
nasty.
heard that. That was nasty.
So,
But no, like,
I just wanted to
it-
point
like-
that out there. You saw me go like this.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're on
what
the
the
live
hell's he
stream.
doing?
Pretty
I'm
sure
like,
it's-
I'm talking. Like, he's like, hey.
Yeah, I'm not losing my mind
But-
yet.
No, I'm already there. But the thing I enjoyed, like we were saying, it's like, hold on, I guess sneeze. But anyways, no, the restrictor plate or the restrictor plate, I could see it going for an all-star race. If it works for this all-star race, maybe try it. Xfinity series, then work your way up to the Cup and see what happens.
Yep. I think that about does it for the news this week. There really wasn't
Yeah.
anything big this week besides, Monster extending their sponsorship.
And then the thoughts of the restrictor plate
The
and
restrictor plate
No,
talk, I forgot about
again.
that. So I'm glad you brought all that up.
I'm kind of interesting to see where it goes. I wouldn't mind seeing them trying to do restrictor plates at MIS.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either.
I mean, like it happens the same thing at Charlotte. Like you said, the leader goes and he gets some pulls away and he's gone.
Yeah.
And I think who was it that's it was Robin Miller said it about the Phoenix race in the IndyCar. Like it was go out and follow the leader. It's what it seems like it's been lately in all forms racing. Just follow the leader.
That's why the restrictor plates are going to help it.
I think so too.
Like you said, when you think about back to Truex running away with it, and it gives it a better product. It'll keep it more entertaining, and that's what we're trying to get out of it here.
And like you said, fans are going out and spending some hard-earned money on these tickets, man. I mean, I don't want to see one guy blow everybody out by 20 seconds, 15 seconds, lap the entire field.
No,
Anything
we've
like
already
that.
had that a couple times this year.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we ready to get into some social media?
All right, social media.
All right, we have hit the 400 mark on downloads, 401 to be exact right now, on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for getting us to another 100. We're at 160 followers on Twitter. Don't forget, 200, we're doing the giveaway. 58 likes on Facebook. And after our first live show, we are up to 15 subscribers on YouTube. A couple new follower shout-outs this week. We have Brian Everly at Beverly18. Brian Obi, and I put Obi in there. I know that's not your last name. It was just really long, and I don't think I could pronounce it. At The Real Obi29. And James Van Meter at Margin B27. Our podcast shout-outs, as usual, the Lap Traffic Podcast, the PETM Podcast, the My Opinion and Therefore Fact Podcast, All Turns No Breaks podcast, the Bump and Run podcast, Right Sides Only Radio, the Incredicast, the NASCAR Opinion podcast, the Final Lap Weekly, and the newly rebranded the Motor Mouse podcast. They were the Spotter Stand, changed the name of their podcast, so make sure you check all of them out. All put up great content every week, and they are also good and huge supporters of the show.
Yes, they are.
Some places you can find us: Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. The Loose Lugs podcast in your search bar. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell. On Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast. You can tweet about our show with us using the hashtag LugsPod. On Facebook, you can just throw in the search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Our personal Twitter accounts: myself, Grey Goose F150, and Ryan.
R Rencola 88.
And that does it for our social media. We are at the point where Ryan goes to work.
Ah, yes, the Ryan's Rant segment. So, it's not really much of a rant, although I did find out that the race Sunday, it just seemed like it dragged on forever. I don't know if that was with you, but we've all said it, 500 miles on these mile-and-a-half tracks.
I think it was
Come on.
137. And I sat back going, we still got
Yep.
200. I thought this was almost over.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, we're all diehard race fans, or else we wouldn't be doing this. But give us a break with these mile-and-a-half tracks and 500-mile races. I mean, what was it? Almost 4.5 hours. Almost, it seemed like.
Yeah.
It seemed like it, but not really much of a rant. I just want to take time to thank my awesome soon-to-be wife for us getting this house. Excited for the new chapter in our life right now, guys, especially with the new house. Next week, we'll probably be doing it from my new house. Don't know where at in the new house. Got to find a special spot where I want to do it. And AJ's giving me the thumbs up
The man cave.
right now. But no, I just, with what happened this weekend and now this, it just, everything's finally fallen into place. The podcast, I love doing it, AJ. Thanks for having me on as a co-host. Definitely enjoyed doing this with you. And that's just about it. And then you forgot to mention one thing that Kyle Busch won on Sunday. I don't know if we mentioned the final stage winner.
Yeah. Kyle Busch.
I mean,
it was Harvick stage 1, Busch stage 2, and then
Yeah.
I thought I said it.
It may have. I don't know. I didn't have anything to rant about. So, I mean, I couldn't rant about anything
Yeah,
because of
tracks
what
is a
happened.
Good idea.
Excuse me, guys.
Idea, because
Yep.
I don't care if you go out west a couple times. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
Bring up
exactly.
the West Coast slang and just put it in every other week until it's done.
Yep.
So that does it for your
just-
rant, huh?
Yeah, just happy about getting a house, man. I mean,
Well,
you have no
congratulations
idea.
to you and Sarah on the house.
Thank you, AJ. Props.
You know, I know it's been a long time coming for you all, so it was good to see that you all finally closed on it.
Oh, okay. You have no idea,
I'm
man.
glad that you're still here after Friday.
Yeah, I am glad. I'm extremely happy I'm still here after Friday. Especially having the tube shoved down my throat. Uncomfortable, I'll tell you that much. Because I woke up, I didn't feel it because obviously they got me sedated and everything. I started feeling it a little bit, the ribs, late Sunday night, early Monday, like, oh, this hurts. Definitely tell there was something shoved down my throat.
Well, everything's all good now, so it's a good thing you're still here. I don't know if
Exactly.
I can do the podcast on my own.
I couldn't do it on my own, so gee, thanks, buddy. AJ doesn't think he could do the podcast on his own, huh? She's laughing at me.
So, what do you say we get some predictions in here? The white flag.
Ooh, predictions for Bristol.
Tight, keep working the mirrors. In line with you, coming to the white. Only two.
All right, so Xfinity and Cup are both at Bristol this weekend. Ryan, who are you taking in Xfinity?
Justin Allgaier.
Just because I'm still doing this till he gets his first win, Christopher Bell.
Good. All right. Good answer. Good answer.
The Cup Series. I said it earlier. I'm taking Kyle
Yep.
Busch.
I know you're.
I think
And
he's
dark horse.
This is going to be another, knocking off 4 out of 5 right here. My dark horse, call me crazy. I'm going to take the 48. Jimmy Johnson.
You.
Did I just take all yours right there?
You didn't take all mine. You took the second one you took. I was gonna pick him.
That's his track, man.
But
I mean, that's one of his tracks. I say it's his track. It's one of the ones. It's a slump buster.
Mm-hmm.
So who you got?
Yeah, Bristol. Give me. I'm having a brain fart on this one. You took. Give me Chase Elliott
As your winner?
as my winner, and my dark horse, AJ Allmendinger. I'm going way off the board this week. I'm going way off the board.
I can't find you anywhere. What did you just throw a dart at the dartboard on that one?
I think I did. I think I may have on that one. But no, Allmendinger runs good at the short tracks. He runs good there.
Yeah. What track was it? Was it Phoenix or no? Martinsville.
Martinsville, yeah, he ran great.
Top 10.
Yeah, see. Hey, I could have said Benedetto. He runs good at Bristol.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Well, Ryan, we've hit that point in the show where we have to say goodbye.
Yeah, we do.
Special thanks tonight to Tony, Patrick, Adam, everyone who came along to watch this with us for our second ever live show. It was a blast as always, and thank you all for contributing. Ryan, it's time to sign off. Hit him with it.
Guys, I hope everybody has a great week. And guys, we will see you at the racetrack.
It's Bristol, baby. Everybody have fun.
There's a long run just behind you. Everything has come so fast. Memories are all inside you, and you never make them back. I can feel that you're in. Through the walls that you have been saved. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. Just know there's nothing to fear.